Hi, it's Paris from Epic Review, guys, and it's time for spring cleaning of my face. Now normally I'll pick up a mid-price razor to do this, like the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide, but this year an up-and-coming razor company has contacted me and said they think they can do just as good a job for less money, so I'm going to try out the Dorco Pace 6, do one side of my face with each, see which is the better razor.
Epic Review, guys.
Here are the two contenders. They're both pretty similar. They're both multi-blade with the lubrication strip and the little single blade on the end for detailed touch-ups. The one thing that's different is the price. The Gillette goes for about $10 for the handle and one blade. The Dorco is about $10 for the handle and two blades. And of course, how they make their money with the razor companies is they sell you the blade. So overall, this one's about 30% less, which is a great deal if it shaves at least as well as the Gillette. First thing is to take my Norelco Perfect beard, which I recently reviewed, and trim this down as much as I can to stubble. Here my beard is at stubble setting according to the Norelco Perfect beard, so I'm going to get some soapy water, put on this, let it soak a little, and then I'll try shaving one side of the face with each razor. But let me show you the razors briefly. Here is the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Feels nice. Fairly heavy. It's got rubberized points at all the point where you might be applying any pressure, so it's good. I like how the cartridge pops off very easy. You push it here, you don't need to pull on it at all and get your fingers near the blades. And you can also see it's very contouring. It should go right along the curves of the face. It has 5 blades. It has a lubricating strip, and then on the back here it has another blade for those little hairs that you can't quite catch with the rest of it, little detail work with that. The Dorco Pace 6 also feels a little on the heavy side, and it's got the rubberized points. I like the feel, just judging superficially, of the Gillette better. This also, the heads pop off fairly easily, but they don't have that spring action pop. You push this up and pop the blade off. Putting it back on though, I found was a little harder. It had me a little more worried with that blade on the top, getting my slice of finger up there. And the Dorco Pace 6 has 6 blades. The Gillette has 5. I've heard that anything beyond 3 doesn't make that much difference. It just tends to clog up because the blades are so closely spaced, especially when you're doing your first shave of the year after a beard and you've got all this stubble. Lots of clogging, but let's see. All right, I'm soaped up, ready to start out with the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. Working well so far. Haven't gone up against the grain yet. Let me rinse. It says it has rinse channel flow through anti-clog technology. Maybe that's working because I don't see any hair stuck in it yet. Chin is the part that really tests the contour bar. Put a little more soapy water on, go against the grain, see what happens. Got a little something there, imperfection in the skin. So that was a pretty good shave, other than a little nick here. And again, that was the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. All right, I'm ready to get started with the Dorco razor. Now this Dorco Pace 6 comes from a Korean company, and perhaps in Korean Dorco has a good meaning, but they might want to look into changing that name in the American market, because for a men's grooming product, Dorco doesn't have the best connotations. But maybe it does a good job shaving, and that's what counts. Doesn't feel like I need to rinse it, but it's about the same point I rinsed the other one, so I'm going to rinse it. Their contour head doesn't seem quite as sophisticated as on the other one. It's not on a separate stand that rotates. It's like the entire thing rotates, but just an observation. All right. Alright, that was a pass with the grain. Felt like it pulled a tiny bit more than the Fusion Pro Glide, but let's see what's left when I go the other direction. Feels like I got about everything, now to compare. Okay, this is the side of the face that I used the Dorco Pace 6 razor on. And this is the side with the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide. I would say the Fusion Pro Glide, I can feel less little tiny pieces of stubble on it. See, I've got a little razor rash going on both sides of the face now. Poor skin's not used to this kind of treatment. In the final analysis, I think I'd say the Gillette Fusion Pro Glide did a little bit closer shave, but then again, it also nicked me. With the Dorco Pace 6, I would say it's within 10% of the closeness and quality of the shave of the Gillette, but it's 30% less cost. So if you're looking at the cost over a year, it's quite a significant savings in blades to go with that, and it's a perfectly good shave. If you want, though, the top of the line, then I'd say look at the Gillette for that. We have links to both of these down below this video, and it's time now for me to go out, see the wife and kids, and find out how long before they realize I've shaved off my beard.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy. At Epic Review, guys, we give it a try. What does the fox buy? Nobody knows, but before he goes shopping, he watches our